Hi everyone. Look, I wanted to do a video about how many challenges we have when we're exiting the Jehovah's Witnesses. This is a very high control group, and we definitely need help as all the former Jehovah's Witnesses are exiting. We need help from authorities to recognize that there's many ways that this religion has impacted us. The one I wanted to talk about today was because we were so controlled for so long. I know with my life, I was born into the religion, and every minute of my day was organized for me. I had a very spiritual family, which really means heavily indoctrinated and very passionate and almost obsessed. And we spent every minute of our lives either witnessing, studying, praying, preparing for meetings, talking about Jehovah, looking at whenever we went to if we went to the zoo or whenever we went to nature, we'd use that as an excuse to celebrate Jehovah and his marvelous creations. If we went to school, we were learning to read and write so that we could become better servants of Jehovah, so we could preach around the world. Basically, every breathing moment of my life was spent preparing to be an excellent servant of Jehovah, preparing to serve him and be a good soldier, I guess, if that's an analogy you want to use. Marching on and helping others to become worshippers of Jehovah. So the point is, every minute of my life, I had a purpose. I had an incredible purpose, which was the wrong purpose, I realize now. It was all about feathering the nest, or the concept of this God or this organization that really doesn't exist. I mean, exists, but is just one big, massive, concocted story. So I had this massive, erroneous purpose, and I spent my entire life working towards it. So what happens when you wake up and exit, I believe, this is what happened to me. I was extremely lost, not only with that those feelings of, who am I now, what do I believe, but just the day-to-day aspect of not knowing what to do. Before, I used to get up and everything had a purpose. Even eating, the purpose was to look after my body because Jehovah had given me this body. Every single aspect before had a reason, and I had a purpose, a false purpose, and I was working towards it. Now that I was out, I no longer had a purpose. What did I do when I got up in the morning? Why did I do it? What was I going to do next? Now that I wasn't witnessing and studying and preparing and praying, how would I feel all those hours? And what I found is, for myself, I took to driving. I spent a lot of my life, I have spent a lot of petrol in my life getting in the car and driving, because in those moments of being lost, I needed to do something or go somewhere. It's almost like I had to drive to witnessing or drive to the meetings, but of course I wasn't going to do that. So I would get into my car and I would drive in the back roads and just have a lot of time on my hands, trying to work out, what the hell do I do now? What do I do? Who am I? What do I do with my time? Obviously, I had other things that kept me busy. Luckily, I got a job. That's why I think it's very important to have a job and to go to it every day and do your best, because I think it helps you feel, I know this sounds sad. It sounds like you're just doing things to fill your time, which is what I did. But I think that's what keeps you sane, the routines, keeping routines. You have to get up every morning. You have to have your breakfast. You have to have your routines in place so that you don't go nuts. So what happens as well, as I was waking up and I found the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, what I also did is I started seeing people who spoke up for us. So there were many YouTubers, people who, as you explore and research, you find out, wow, these people are doing all this work for our cause. They're standing up for me. They are my voice. I didn't have a voice for a long time. These people are they're saving me. They are speaking up for me. They're saying what I can't say. And what happens is I think you place a certain amount of connection, but too much dependence in a way, to them, as if they are your saviors, as if they are your voice, as if they are going to be your spokesperson, as if they are going to answer all your problems and save you. And I think this is a massive trap to fall into, and I've done it. When I came out, I used to cling to these people and think and follow everything they said and everything they did, because I felt, this is me, that you're explaining who I am. Thank you so much for saving me, for speaking up for me. I need you. I need you. And I think that's where the trap comes into it, because all former Jehovah's Witnesses, all activists, we are all human. We are all going to make mistakes. Sometimes we're going to be disingenuous. Sometimes we are going to hurt people. Sometimes we are going to lie because we're maybe hiding or frightened to let part of our story out. We are human. We are going to make mistakes. And not only are we human, we are humans that are very traumatized. We've had a lot of issues coming out, and we're all dealing in different ways. Some of us are very angry. Some of us are very sad and depressed and in a hole. Some are excited and delighted that they're out and they're free and they feel so unfettered, and that, you know, off they go, and that's fantastic. We're all in different places, and no matter who the activists are, we're all going to make mistakes. And some of us, if we're truly clinging on to those people, they can really rock us. It can really knock us around. And so I think we have to be really careful. If we do place trust in somebody, that we do that very carefully. It's just like anybody else, or any decision that you make in life. If you're going to purchase anything, if you're going to put an investment into anything, you have to take care. You have to be careful and make sure that the investment you're making is worth it, is genuine, has a good meaning, or has the right motive. So what is my point? My point is that there are many aspects to surviving the Jehovah's Witnesses and other high control groups. We have come out as people who really need support, and the authorities have to realize that and help us. There's a lot of mental health issues that we need support with. This is just one thing, that aspect of coming out and having to try and depend on others or cling to others because we need that crutch. We need help on how to become more independent and how to find our own feet, find our own purpose, stand up for our own voices, and recognize that when others are out there, that mistakes are made, and that you cannot control what other people do. You cannot control their actions. You can only take ownership of your own actions and your own and what you want for your future. So I don't know if this video has been helpful, but basically, work really hard to improve yourself. It's taken so many years to make a little bit of progress for myself. It's a massive journey. It's really important to find things that make you feel stronger, things that make you feel like you're valued, and that is working on your own interests and your own hobbies, and working on getting healing, seeing a therapist, finding your own worth, and learning to stand on your own 2 feet. I think that is so critical. Much easier said than done. It takes time, but forgive yourself for making mistakes, and allow yourself the opportunity to understand that you're growing all along, all the time. I hope you feel this video is valuable. I'm only passing on the information that I've learned after many years, and I'm still learning. So thanks for listening, and have a lovely day. Bye.